Hello guys, welcome to Follow My Psychology, and this is Ayushi Shire back with Vygotsky's cognitive developmental theory. In the last video we went through the Piaget's developmental stages, and I hope you have gone through it. If you haven't gone through it, please go. It's one of the most important part from the UGC net point of view, and from any point of view related to psychology, because all the stages in those four stages are really really important from the exam point of view, and you need to know them in detail. So actually I've been sharing a reel also of all the four stages, but I feel that if you could see the whole video, that is a detailed video about what all the four stages consist of, and that can be really beneficial to you. Where we're talking about Vygotsky today. So Vygotsky develop like he worked on the development of the child, but his research was more on the cognitive development of the child. So Vygotsky ka pura theory is not that important from the UGC at that point, but there are two three terms in the theory of Vygotsky which is the most important, which is the crux of from the point of view of examination. That is the crux. So, as always, I have been making handwritten notes, and I'll be sending you the photos of my handwritten notes once I explain this video. So, after that, you can let me know what do you think about the video and everything. Till then, watch it till the end, so you can come to know about the Vygotsky's cognitive stages. Okay. So, Vygotsky was a person who was saying that, the cognitive development of the child has no particular stages. It's different according to different cultures. He meant like that. So, he said that, as there is a social interaction between two people, the cognitive development of the child increases. So, he says, according to various cultures, the cognitive development of a child differs because cognitive development is described as the product of social interaction. वो वैसे बोल रहे हैं कि जैसे कि आप किसी से बातें करो, आप कुछ जानो, आप कुछ बताओ, आप वापस कुछ जानो, ये जानना and the interaction is helping you to enhance your cognitive development or to learn something new. He focuses on social aspects of cognitive development and learning. वो बोल रहे हैं कि learning और जो development होता है, it's not more of a biological thing, but it's more of a social thing, that when you talk with people, when you interact with people, you learn about it. He says that the children has the acquisition of knowledge by seeing their teachers, experts who not only present other ways of learning, but also motivates them, instructs them, and everything. So he says, जैसे कि हमारा normal teaching style होता है, that we go to school, our teacher teaches us, they teach us to solve a problem in a particular way, but other than that, they also instructs us, they also motivate us to do a following thing. He exactly says that the learning occurs, the cognitive development increases in that particular way. That आप जा रहे हो, आपको सिखा रहे हैं, you acquire knowledge from your teachers, experts, or some kind of faculties, and then it is not only restricted to that. It even they also motivate you, they also instruct you to work in a particular direction. So in this, Vygotsky says a very important term mentioned zone of proximal development, ZPD. This is a very important term mentioned in Vygotsky's theory. You have to be very, very, very thorough about the ZPD concept, because it's very important from the exam point of view as well as from any psychology exam point of view. ZPD is it's a very important concept. So when you're saying about zone of proximal development, it sounds huge, but this concept is really, really very easy, and it is something which we use it in our day-to-day life, like in learning process. According to Vygotsky, that children's cognitive ability is increased through exposure to information. As I said, कि Vygotsky को लगता था कि बच्चों की कैपेसिटी कैसे इंक्रीज होती है when they get exposed to new information. But that is new enough to be intriguing. Like ऐसा होता है कि मतलब so अगर जैसे कि if I'm giving you're a 7th standard children and I'm giving you something which is new for you, but it is not that new that I've given you a geometry sums which you're not at all exposed to. आपको पता भी नहीं है कि सर्कल में टेंजेंट्स क्या होता है, इंटरसेक्शन क्या होता है, कुछ पता नहीं है, मैं आपको कुछ भलता ही उठा के दे रही, definitely you're not going to be interested in. So he says that learning should be something that it can intrigue. It should be new information, definitely. It should be intriguing for the child, but it should not be so difficult that the child gets contaminated, like intimidated by it. So you have to be very, very sure about it. So he says it should be enough to be interviewing, but not too difficult to be content with. So वही है कि मतलब आप उतना भी difficult ना दो कि वो he just gets over it. He doesn't pays attention to it. So according to Vygotsky, he called this zone as a proximal development zone, where the child can almost do the work but not fully complete the task. But if someone assists the child or instructs the child or motivates the child can complete the work. So someone is some teacher, some expert or something. So with a aid, with a helping aid, the child can complete the work. This thing we call as zone of proximal development. Can you get it? So I'll repeat it again. So zone of proximal development is like the child is almost able to complete the work, but not fully. So he needs someone's help, someone's aid to have some instructions, some motivation or something to complete that work. And that is called zone of proximal development. So like let's take an example. जैसे कि okay, so the thing is, I want to burn a candle. Okay, burn a candle. And I want to make it straight, standing straight. So I am learning how to burn a candle. I know everything. But sometimes, like I'm doing it for the first time, okay, in my life. So I don't know the how that the wax can make the candlestick and everything. But someone who's expert in that, who's been a teacher or a parent, who knows, will definitely able to help you out with it. So maybe you will able to light the matches. You'll be able to burn the candle. Now you're trying to place it, place it, place it. It's not going to be placed because you're not aware about the fact that you can drop a drop a little bit of wax down and you can stick it over it. But when someone else comes to you and tells you this, your work was almost done by you, but you are not able to complete it thoroughly. But by someone's aid, you are able to do the work with more competence. This is the meaning of ZPD, zone of proximal development. So if we are saying two children are there, and both are almost able to complete the work, but one children gets a aid, one children gets a supervision, and his work is much more better, definitely, because he's getting the supervision, so his work will be better than the person who didn't get the supervision. So the person who got the supervision will be having a largest zone of proximal development than the person who didn't have a supervision. Can you get what did I say? If you have any doubts in this concept, I want you to be very clear with the concept. So if you have any doubt, you have to write me down in the comment section and I'll answer your doubts. But please mention it, okay? Yeah. So moving forward, the second very important word from Vygotsky's theory is scaffolding. This is a very, very important word. One more time from the point of view of UGC. In the last year's paper, this word was mentioned as a question that what does it mean with some options. So scaffolding, what does it mean? Scaffolding basically means the assistant or structuring provided by others has been scaffolding after temporary scaffolds that aids in building construction. कि जैसे कि कोई एक्सपर्ट आ रहा है, वो आपको असिस्टेंस दे रहा है, आपको एक स्ट्रक्चर बना के दे रहा है, तो उससे आप scaffolding बोलते हो. That assistant that provided structure to you is called scaffolding. So any kind of you're learning something, and if someone helps you with the assistant or supervision, that process is called scaffolding. So scaffolding is support for learning and problem solving that encourages independence and growth. So आप learn कर रहे हो, but the support and a, a strategy given to you or assistance given to you to solve a particular problem, which can make you help to be independent in future, to grow in future, is called scaffolding. Once the scaffolding is provided by the older person and the task is completed, is learned, then the scaffolding can be removed once the child can solve a problem on its own. जैसे कि अभी हमने वो वैक्स और कैंडल वाला जो एग्जांपल लिया, जैसे कि उसमें स्कैफोल्डिंग क्या था कि जो पेरेंट आया बच्चे का और उन्होंने बोला कि बेटा ड्रॉप a little wax over here and then stick it over there. That assistant was a scaffolding in a particular situation. But now, when the child knows that I can drop a wax over here and the candle can be straight here, definitely he's not going to ask for it again. So maybe the scaffolding can be removed when the child learns how to do that particular task and can complete the task in its own. So you don't need it anymore, the scaffolding. Got it? Scaffolding helps in development of overall cognitive abilities. Exactly, like by assisting, they're gonna actually I turned my page of the book and I got this lizard over here. It was too creepy. I got distracted, sorry. So the thing is, scaffolding helps you in a overall cognitive development कि हर चीज में आप कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन लर्न कर रहे हो, आप अधूरा आपको आता है बट उस चीज को पूरा करना विद असिस्टेंस, विद स्ट्रक्चरिंग, विद रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग. कभी कभी क्या हो जाता है कि हमें पता है कि एक चीज को ऐसे ही कर सकते हैं, बट देयर कैन बी मल्टीपल वेज टू डू इट एंड दैट्स कॉल्ड रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग. कि ऐसे भी कर सकते हो, आप ऐसे भी कर सकते हो. दैट इज समवन who comes and tells us from their past experience that मैंने ऐसे करा था, आप भी ऐसे करके देखो. So you have a structure in mind, but he's restructuring the same idea for you again. So that is also called scaffolding to an extent. So in the Vygotsky's theory, we have learned two main important one. One is ZPD, zone of proximal development, and one is scaffolding. These two terms are very important from the exam point of view. And so you go through the video. If you have any doubts, you let me know in the comment section. You let me know your reviews and what kind of videos you expect. One more time, I'm saying, every Saturday we can have a Sawal Jawab. So if you have any doubts and anything, you can post the questions down. I can make a video on those questions individually and I'll post it. By the way, till then, please brush up all the theories: attachment theory, Piaget theory, and now Vygotsky. Now we are going up to Eric Erickson's psychosocial theory. I want you to brush up with these three theories so we can go to Eric Erickson's psychosocial theory. Even that theory is equally important. Actually, Eric Erickson's psychosocial theory is very important from the UGC point of view. And आप बोलोगे कि मैडम आप सब बोल रहे हो, आप सब इम्पोर्टेंट है, बट मैं बोल रही हूँ सब इम्पोर्टेंट है, बट मैं आपको ये भी बता रही हूँ कि वो पर्टिकुलर थ्योरी में से क्या क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है. जैसे कि आज की थ्योरी में से मैंने बताया कि जेडपीडी और स्कैफोल्डिंग इंपॉर्टेंट है. पियाजेट्स में से मैंने बताया था कि उन स्टेजेस के नाम इंपॉर्टेंट है, वो स्टेजेस में पर्टिकुलरली क्या क्या आता है और उनकी एज ग्रुप क्या है वो इम्पॉर्टेंट है. सो आई एम टेलिंग यू द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑल्सो, but obviously this importance is from my experience and from the last paper researches I have done. But you have to study everything. You cannot depend on all this importance, as it said. But this is like for your benefit. Secondly, Eric Erickson ka jo psychosocial stages are 8, those are really very important because they are really reliable, valid. And I am been like in this field from 5 years, and I've been trying to learn those 8 stages, but मैंने कभी नहीं करा. But I am saying that for this video, for you guys, for myself, for my UGC paper, this time I'm gonna learn all those 8 theories, and I'm gonna make them on a very good handwritten notes of it, and I am going to make it in a way that it makes even becomes easier for you to learn and for me to learn. Let's make some acronym or something like that out of those 8 stages, because I know the 8 stages are really versus like misters versus trust and everything. So I'll try to make something interesting out of it so it becomes easier for us to learn, as it is important from the UG point of view. Well, for today, thank you so much, guys. And if you like my videos, kindly like, comment, and let me know about what do you expect more. What are the videos like? And if you want to see such more videos, go and subscribe to my channel. Follow my psychology. Thank you so much, and take care, guys. Okay.